So welcome back to a new video, everyone. I put a community post out asking if people would be interested in seeing me react to some of my old Strid videos from like a year and a half ago now. Seeing me go through some comments, sort of like reacting to the comment section and showing you the analytics of how the videos performed. Because obviously this was the first time I'd ever experienced something going viral. Prior to everything going viral, I had 500 subscribers, so it was a very new experience for me, and I asked if you guys would be interested in me sharing that experience with you, and yeah, like 87% or something of the people that voted wanted to see that video, so that is exactly what I'm filming for you guys tonight. So I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend, because it is Saturday. If you're interested in this sort of stuff and you love the Strid and you want to hear the story about the Strid videos going viral, what it all meant for me, then stick around, and yeah, I hope you have fun watching it. Okay, here we go, guys. So, reacting to the first time I ever went and done anything at the Strid. This is my first visit here.
I've come down to Bolton Abbey, to the Strid, with my sonar fishing rod.
It's very weird to watch this back. I haven't watched this video in well over a year. That was the fishing rod.
This is the most...
The fishing rod was it's my dad's spare rod, and it's actually broken now. I broke it.
To answer this unbelievable question, then I would really appreciate that. It means a lot to me, and hopefully with the YouTube algorithm, a lot more people will see the video and get an answer to this age-old question of how deep is the Strid.
We all know that old YouTube algorithm thing. It done something. It certainly done something to this video.
The river wharf is...
I sound so nervous and scared. I am a lot quieter back then. I barely had any subscribers. I'll go into that in the next section of this video. But yeah, I was very new to... Well, when I went out filming, I didn't expect to get any views or any comments or anything like that. So when I was out here filming this, I was essentially just... didn't really think I was speaking to anyone. The viralness and the popularity of these videos was completely new experience for me. Let's skip ahead. So I'm actually here... Yeah, you can't see my legs here. I'm stood inside like a pothole where where the stones have cut out into the rock, and that goes all the way up to my waist. Like the hole is really deep. Probably where my feet are probably level with where the water is there. It is quite a deep hole. But I'm at the halfway point of the Strid here. The Strid isn't very long. Lots of people get confused thinking the Strid is like the whole stretch of the river. It's not at all. It's just this one tiny section of the river wharf, and obviously I'm getting readings of 50 meters here. Further downstream, I was getting readings of 20 and 30 meters. So at the time when I was out doing this, I'm thinking, this is crazy. Like, all I knew about the Strid was like Tom Scott's video and stuff. So I made the assumption that this must be the depth, because otherwise, why has the river got such a notorious reputation? So I just assumed that this was factual and these readings were true. So I'm actually at the point where I find the deepest part. So yeah, in fact, let me just show you something here, because you don't... Where is it? Yeah, so this rock, this like strut out of the rock here, that's where I stand when I'm using the fishing rod with the sonar ball attached. In hindsight, this is very stupid to do. I shouldn't have stood there, and there was also nobody here when I was doing this, so could have just spelled disaster. But obviously I was fine, but in reality I was in t-shirt, shorts and trainers, hanging this rod in the river and anything else, and stood on a mossy rock. Yeah, very stupid of me to be doing that. But of course, that's the video we ended up with. Just the decision I made, I guess, at the time. But I did end up wearing a life vest and stuff on my visits after this video. So I guess the main reaction to this video would be, do I believe that it is 65 meters deep? Which it does say on here somewhere, yeah, 65. Do I believe it's 65 meters deep? A year, 15 months on after the fact? No, I don't think it is. I think after everything we've learned together through the process of making these videos, I think we've learned a lot about the Strid. There's been a lot of people in the comment section with far more expertise and knowledge about this sonar device than I do. And also people with other experience at the Strid. Whether or not we believe people in the 70s dived it or not, that's your own. It's up to you whether you believe those comments that we got and discussed at the time. I think it's just because 65 meters is so unbelievable, and the divers saying that it's like 12 meters deep is very believable, because obviously 12 meters it's very easy for your mind to kind of think 12 meters, yeah, that's probably right. 65 meters sounds crazy, so it's hard to believe. At least that's the kind of way I justify in my opinion on it. There are a lot of comments in this where people are just absolutely amazed by it, and that's fine. It's just, it is what it is. It's just entertaining, it's mystery, and people love a mystery, don't they? That's my reaction to this video 15 months later, after everything I've learned about the Strid now. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Here we are then. I'll just mute this while I give you my thoughts and like what was going on in my head when I went to film this second video. So the video had not gone the first video, sorry, that we just watched had not gone viral at this point. I'll quickly show you. So I uploaded this on 23rd of August. It was actually my birthday, the 23rd of August. And the first video was on the 17th of July. So 5 weeks later or whatever, I went out and done the second one where I make the selfie stick with the camera on the end of it and whatnot, which you can see me building that thing here. What happened? Why did I go and do this second video, considering that I wasn't getting any views on the first one? Well, Reddit happened. There was a massive community on Reddit that are absolutely obsessed with the Strid, and I got sent loads of emails after my first video. All the views on the first video in the first sort of month to 2 months, they were all from Reddit. So on the analytics, you can see where the views are coming from, and they're all coming from reddit.com, or at least the vast majority of them. And it was literally just people using my video as a reference point on what to do next. And because the new, like a lot of these people aren't from the UK that want to experiment on this river, I just said, if you've got any ideas or what you want me to do next, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. So that's essentially what I done. At the time, because the video wasn't getting any views on YouTube or anything, I didn't even consider it. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think there was going to be any viralness to it. I just thought, there's a community that are obsessed with the Strid and they want some more answers. So in my mind, I was just thinking, I'll go out and, help these people. And I was interested in it myself. So I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll go do this. I'm up for it. So that's what I went and done. So I've made this selfie stick and I'm poking it like underneath the edges. Of course, you can see all the bubbles and whatnot. Like this selfie stick, it wasn't very long. So I can only get like 2 meters or 3 meters or whatever beneath the surface of the water. And that doesn't really penetrate the layer of bubbles. And what I didn't realize at the time was that the buoyancy in aerated water, such as all this turbulent, bubbly water, means that you're just going to fall through it as if you jumped and then you would come back down to the floor. It's just like you're jumping in air rather than jumping in water. Obviously, you've got buoyancy in water. You don't have any buoyancy in air. You kind of fall through the layer of bubbles first, and then once you're beneath that layer of bubbles, and then you're in the flat, turbulent, like powerful water section, you can't get back through that because you can't swim through the bubbles because you can't pull yourself through it. And then of course the ledges, what was stood on the rock edges, that's just overhangs. So once you've gone beneath that layer of bubbles, you're subject to going underneath an overhang at that point, and then you're just underneath the ground and stuck in like cave systems and whatnot, which I do kind of get on the video here, but it's not great lighting. And obviously as soon as the camera goes under the overhang, you can't see much. There is a clip somewhere. This is it here. This clip here where I push it down straight through the water next to the bank, and you just see this cliff face here, and it just disappears, like just darkness on the right hand side after that. I thought that was really spooky when I watched that back, like the thought of dropping in through that aerated section of water, not being able to get back up, and then like feeling off to the side, because obviously when you fall in, you're like, oh, I'm gonna be all right, because it's really narrow, but then you put your arms out and you're in like this massive stretch of water. There's nothing to grab onto because it's just all eroded from the force of the water. Yeah, I was blown away by the footage after this when I watched this when I got home. Let's move on to the third and sort of final like main video that I done at the Strid. So I forgot on this. So the third and final video. What an absolute tool. Like, I was just trying to have a bit of fun with this. But I went back for a third time, again, from the Reddit suggestions. Again, the video was not viral at this point. My channel, I wasn't even a YouTube partner at this point. The channel was not earning money or anything like that. I was barely getting any views. The first video still had like 10, 15,000 views at this point. I'll show you all that in the analytics. I've got some notes to go over with you, sort of like a timeline of events so you can get a gist of what was going on. I went back for a third time, and obviously the second time was with the selfie stick, which we've just seen. The third time I put it on a line, and I marked with red tape on the line every meter. So basically I counted every time a red mark went into the water, and then that would give me like roughly, I mean obviously it was very bad to gauge because the line would just get pulled with the current or get stuck around a rock. I had no real idea of how deep the camera actually was, other than counting the red marks. Whether or not that meant the camera was that many red marks down, I don't know. It probably wasn't, but I counted up to 30 red marks in the water at one point. So in the video I referenced that it was potentially up to 30 meters deep, but it might not have been. It could have just been trapped around a log, because you can see when it actually does, it gets caught on loads of stuff, and I get it stuck. Let's just flick through this bit. So there you can see there I've just absolutely constructed a monstrosity of whatever the hell I'm doing with that. I have no idea. That's one of the signs that is at the entrance to Strid Wood. Calling out Bolton Abbey there, asking them if they want to collab.
Not a lure on it or anything.
Someone stopped to speak to us here. I know it's not safe to be sat where I am, but I did feel very safe. Like, I know an accident is an accident, but I was very sure in my own footing and my own confidence and stuff. And if I didn't feel confident or secure or whatever, I wouldn't have been that close. I know that isn't worth much, but it is what it is. This footage was creepier than the first time I put the camera in the water. I mean, what? I don't know what's going on there, but there's obviously I don't know what orientation my camera's in, so I don't know whether this is pointing down or pointing up. I don't know which way the camera's facing. There's loads of people commenting like timestamps and stuff in this video, with like saying they can see like this ancient like fossilized rock and stuff and whatnot. I don't know. I mean, the mystery of the Strid is obviously fascinating. But so I'm saying there that in my sonar, I'm in the section where I read with the sonar ball, where it was about 25 to 30 meters here. So again, I'm just lowering and lowering and lowering, counting the red markers on my line, how many meters the line is actually in the water. But of course, the current isn't too strong in this section, but further up it's really strong, so I don't know how accurate my readings of depth are here. Oh, by the way, I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen, you can't see what I'm pointing at, but this date and timestamp, just completely ignore it. It's not true at all. I didn't set the camera up properly. Every time I hit record on the camera, that date and time changes, so yeah, just ignore it. So I'm actually underneath the waterfall section here. I'm saying I let it free fall, which I just let like the line just run out my hand, and it was going more and more and more. I wasn't sure if that was the camera falling more and more and more, or if the camera was just stuck. Like you can see, it's stuck here in the rocks, and the line's just getting pulled further and further down the stream. Like the line could have been pulled 30, 40 meters downstream, but the camera might have only been 10 meters at the bottom. If you understand what I'm saying. I wasn't able to tell because the Strid is just absolute chaos. I don't know. I used the wrong stuff, to be honest. I need to do it with something different. I'm still open to ideas for Strid experiments, by the way. So I got it stuck for 20 minutes here. I genuinely thought at this point it's gone, that I'm not gonna get this back. I'd actually tried every single angle. I'd even walked around to the other side of the Strid, which took like 40 minutes to get round to the other side. I threw the line over the other side of the Strid to try and get a different angle to pull from, because obviously I'd been there for about 2 hours at this point with it. So I had quite a lot of footage and I didn't want to lose it. And I knew if I cut the line and just let the Strid eat my camera and the footage, then I'd lost all of this really cool, unique footage for everyone. And everyone on Reddit that wanted me to go out and do it, which was what I was doing it for at the time. I didn't have like a following on YouTube. No one was even watching it on YouTube, to be honest. People were just watching it on Reddit, really. So I wanted to get it for the Reddit guys, so I fought with it for 20 minutes to get it out, and I did obviously get it out and make the video. But that's me pulling and pulling. I felt like I was pulling for an eternity trying to get it out of the water here. I mean, you can see from this point here where it breaks free. So it breaks free there, and from that moment I'm just pulling like non-stop, yanking it out of the water. So to me, it did feel like it was 30 meters because the amount and how fast I was pulling it out of the water, and I'm still pulling, it's still in the water. Yeah. So remember when I got it out, I hadn't seen the camera for like over 20 minutes at that point, so I was very surprised to see that it was still turned on, because it was getting knocked about a lot. So I thought, yeah, there's no way that's still recording, but it was, and it made for an interesting video. So anyway, that's my reaction to those 3 Strid videos. Let's move on to some of the comments. Let's go have a look and read some of the comments in these 3 videos and have a look what other people's reactions to these videos. Right, okay, let's have a look at some of the comments on the first video. So this is YouTube Studio, which is like how you manage your channel, and I'm just looking at the filtering by the comments from the sonar video. The first one is just the one that I pinned, just letting people know that I'd actually been back filmed underwater. And the first person to reply to me here was a wonderful human being. He told me that whilst the subject was interesting, I'm just talking way too much and I've got nothing of value to say. So yeah, Subtai17. Here I am. Here's some more mumbling of nothing of value to say. But there was some lovely people that actually ended up commenting, responding to that guy, sort of defending me. So thank you very much to those people. I was just a bit of banter that I thought I'd show. But yeah, if we look at Jonathan W, it's terrifying, particularly when it looks like a quaint little shallow stream which you could skinny dip in to cool off on a hot sunny day. I bet the Strid has lured thousands to their deaths over the centuries. Yeah, I mean, it certainly has lured people to their deaths, such as the Strid. Like, how many people has it actually killed? That we'll never know. Obviously, over the centuries, like you say, it probably has killed a lot of people. In our recent time, sort of like the past 50 years, we know of a handful of people that have died at the Strid, unfortunately. And it's actually quite fascinating that they haven't put any barriers up or anything like that. They haven't tried to protect the area in any way. The Bolton Abbey estate I'm referring to when I say this, by the way, they haven't put any barriers up. I mean, it's good. It's a good and bad thing, isn't it? Because you get to experience it in its complete true form with nothing built in the area, no like barriers up or anything like that. But of course, I mean, imagine if someone dies and drowns there again after all of this content is out there, easily and readily available. It would be unbelievable if someone actually succumbed to the Strid again after the viralness of yeah, interesting thought. Anyway, please be safe. Those rocks can become incredibly slippery. I felt anxiety brewing when I saw you going so close to the deadly waters. Yeah, that is very true. I shouldn't have. Well, obviously I needed to get the footage that I did, but I should have took more safety precautions in these 3 videos. In hindsight, yeah, well, hindsight, yeah. The times that I went after these videos, I did wear a life vest and stuff like that. So I somewhat listened. But at the end of the day, it's the Strid, isn't it? There's dangers to everything. That's just the decisions I made on the day. It's unlikely to be that deep inaccurate readings. Yeah, that's how I feel now. At the time when I was doing this video, I wasn't really sure what to believe at the time. I was just going with the flow. Imagine diverting the water drain in the whole length of it. It would be an amazing place to explore. That would be, yeah, it definitely would be insane. 2.7 thousand people upvoted that comment. Angry Ginger. Great name. Yeah, if there's ever any sort of scientific experiment where they do block off the water flow at the Strid, yeah, I would love to be invited and do a video there. Imagine walking at the bottom of the Strid. Like, what an insane video that would be to do for you guys. That would be incredible. I'd love to show you all the bottom of the Strid. Let's have a look. What else have we got? There's like nearly 4,000 comments on this video, by the way, guys, so I could be scrolling for an absolute eternity. There is a comment that I want to show you. This one. So this person called I Did a Thing. This seems like a great place to hide a body. So this was the most upvoted comment on the video with 4,000 likes. Great place to hide a body. Yes, certainly would be. And there is actually an old folklore tale about just that. There's a video on the channel where I speak to some of the locals at the Strid, and there's a lovely lady that stops to speak to me, and she tells us all the tale of a husband that pushed his wife into the Strid and then went to tell the authorities that his wife had actually fell in. Yeah, that's on the video on the channel. It'll be in the description if you haven't seen that one, but I would assume a lot of you that are interested in the Strid have seen that one. Someone sort of given reference points for how deep that 65 meters actually is, saying the Statue of Liberty is 93 meters tall, Brooklyn Bridge 84 meters. Just reference points, really. This person here, Diane Luke, I've never heard of the Strid before. Found it absolutely fascinating. Like, I love that I managed to reach an audience so big that people that had never heard of this river before were realizing the dangers of it. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, if someone actually does succumb to the Strid again, at least in my lifetime, if someone dies at the Strid, it'd be absolutely devastating, because the amount of social media on this river now, you just think, like, how would it be possible for someone to find themselves in a situation where they lose their life to it again? So the fact that it's reaching people that I've never heard or don't know about the dangers of the Strid, that's brilliant in my book. On-camera Jack and narrator Jack, both just as talented. Thank you very much. It's good to train, for the kind words. There was lots of people. I can't go through all these 4,000 comments. It'd just be impossible, but the vast majority of them are incredibly positive, incredibly kind. Thank you very much to every single one of you guys that watched, commented, liked this video. It was my first experience of anything going viral to that extent. I've moved over to the second video that I done where I put the camera on a selfie stick and shoved it in the Strid. I pinned this comment by Dan Sawyer. I think it was one of the first, if not the first person to comment on the video when I uploaded it. I don't know if this guy's from Reddit or something, because like I say, these videos weren't really getting watched because of the YouTube algorithm at this point when I first uploaded it. He just commented saying, holy shit, and like that was literally my reaction when I put the SD card in the PC when I got home and I started watching the footage. I was like, oh shit. So when someone commented that, I was like, yeah, I need to pin it. Mr. Ballin actually ended up commenting on this video. If you don't know who Mr. Ballin is, he's like a really popular YouTuber. He does like scary story videos on YouTube, and he done one on the Strid, which I didn't realize at the time. He ended up coming onto the video, leaving a comment. It was awesome to have him swing by the video and leave a comment. What else have we got? I can't get over how deep the bubbles are dragged down. Yeah, I obviously managed to get that camera like 3 meters into the water, and the bubbles were still being pushed further and further down, just showing how crazy it actually was. This is groundbreaking. I'd really like to thank you for satisfying all of our curiosity and being so brave. You really risked your life here. He who dares wins. Thank you. Not a well, I guess not a problem that I risked my life. I didn't feel like I was risking my life. I know kind of was, but in reality, I felt completely safe. It was fine. Anyone could have done this. I honestly don't know why someone else hadn't. There was already a number of YouTubers over a number of years who had already done videos at the Strid, but just never done anything more with it. I'd really understand why no one did. Your channel is fantastic, such original content, and I love your dog. Christine Thomas, I guess you must have watched one of my other videos because my dog was certainly not with me in these videos. Big hug to the little fella, he's truly adorable. Todd is probably asleep outside my door at the moment. Yeah, thank you very much for the comment, Crystal. That was fascinating, but I'm really just glad you didn't become a statistic fighting the water current. Very true. I'm very glad I didn't myself. Funnily enough, I was actually getting a lot of comments at the time in between uploading videos. Sort of like every single day there would be like 10 comments saying, are you okay, are you alive? Because obviously I was saying at the end of the videos that I'll go back and I'll try something else. People were really curious as to whether or not I was actually alive. I found that quite interesting. I was like typing back to like, yeah, I'm totally fine, guys, everything's good. Thank you very much, number 16 bush shelter. That is a very precise location and name for a bush shelter. Yeah, I was surprised that there wasn't any other videos going over in more detail about the Strid. So people have been since me, and they feel the need to like let me know. Like they send me an email to say they've been and they've done a video. These are other small channels, just like myself when I went. Very small channel, just go and find out, seeing what the crack is at the Strid. They'll email me and tell me they've done a video and is it okay for them to upload? I don't own the Strid. Upload whatever you guys want. If you guys want to go out and do something at the Strid, you don't have to ask for my permission. I don't own the place. For some reason, they feel the need to ask me that. But yeah, knock yourself out, guys. Do whatever you want. But yeah, that'll do for the comments. So let's move on to the analytics. And I've got like a timeline to go through with just what was going through my head when these videos were going viral. Okay, here we go, guys. So this is the channel analytics, and I've got a custom view here. So here on the custom date setting, I've got it set from the 9th of February 2019, which was actually the day I created my channel, to the 1st of July. In fact, change that to 16th of July. Yeah, so from the day I made my channel to the 16th of July, which is the day before I uploaded my sonar ball video. So I'm just going to go through a few things here. So I created the channel on the 9th of February 2019. Up until July the 16th of 2021, which is almost 2.5 years, my channel had gained, well, you can see it there, 551 subscribers with nearly 63,000 views. So that's in 2.5 years. These little play symbols here are the videos every time I uploaded them. And you can see they're getting like 200, 100, 300, 500. They're the views that I'm getting during that 2.5 year period. Most of my views are actually, you can see here that the top content at the time was a hidden waterfall video. Funnily enough, that's the first video I ever created. And it was doing really well, and I was really proud of that video. I still am proud of that video. It's probably the reason why I'm still doing what I'm doing today. But yeah, just to give you a timeline of events, I published the first sonar video on the 17th of July, and then I published the first underwater video on the 23rd of August, and then the second underwater video on the 5th of September. During those dates, the channel wasn't monetized, so I wasn't making any money. I had no interest in making any money. I was just doing it as a hobby. I still do it as a hobby. The money is just obviously a bonus, which allows me to buy, shiny new things to take out there and explore the Lake District with, which results in better videos for you guys. But essentially, there was a lot of comments which I didn't go through because I didn't want to call people out on that, but there were comments saying that I was just doing it for the money, the Strid content, and it's just not true. Like the channel, I wasn't a YouTube partner. I wasn't able to make any money. So when I was going out to film those videos, I had no idea that they were going to go as viral as they did. But obviously they did end up going viral, and it did end up in me making money, but I've just put that money back into equipment to go out and film. So I put it back into the channel, essentially. So I made YouTube partnership on the 6th of September, which allowed me to monetize the channel, something that I never thought I would be able to ever achieve, because you need 1,000 subscribers and you also need 4,000 watched hours. And you need those 4,000 hours in 1 year in order to apply for partnership. The watch hours is what I always thought would not be possible for me, because it sounded crazy at the idea of like collectively people watching 4,000 hours of my content. You can see here in 2.5 years, I had amassed 4.2 thousand watched hours. But to be a partner, you need 4,000 in 1 year. So my mindset when I was out filming the Strid stuff, I wasn't ever going to be a partner. I wasn't ever going to make money off YouTube. So the people commenting saying you're only doing it for money, yeah, I wasn't doing it for money. I was nowhere. I'd been doing it for such a long time and I was nowhere near being able to make money. You can see in this date range, your estimated revenue is nothing. Absolutely zilch. So I was never truly in the mindset of chasing the views because of how unrealistic it felt to achieve partnership. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the analytics for the sonar ball video, the first one that I've done. That got over 1 million views, but I've got it set up as a custom view because I just need to show you guys just how long things actually took to sort of go viral. So this is Reddit, essentially. All of these views here, from the day I uploaded it, immediately getting 4,000 views pretty much on the second day. And then every view after that it's all Reddit viewers, essentially. All of these came from Reddit pretty much. And then it slowly starts to gain a little bit of traction through YouTube. But the reason I've picked 6th of September is because 6th of September is when I became a YouTube partner. So, of course, the video had been live July, August, so, around 2 months before I actually made partnership. In reality, throughout all this period of time here, I was out making the other videos. So when I was making all of the Strid videos, I wasn't a partner. I didn't even think I was going to be a partner. It's only because of this traction here that I started to gain that allowed me to apply for partnership. So if I take this custom view off and I just put it since published, there we go. So this is real time. So you can see this flat period here, which I was just zoomed in on before. That's all you can see throughout here. It was like, I would say, about a week after I made partner. So about a week after I made partnership, the videos, should I say, because all of them went viral at the same time. Because obviously when people watched this one, they all went and watched the underwater ones, as you would expect. So you can see this huge curve here of everything going up. I think at one point I got 300,000 views in one day. It was just crazy. You've seen my channel before this, I was getting like 100 views a week. No one was commenting on anything. And then all of a sudden this happened and my phone was just dying like 10 times a day. The amount of notifications was just crazy. I was trying to reply to as many people as possible, but at the same time, like Reddit was blowing up and my Gmail account with emails was blowing up. So it was very, very fun. Having a video go that viral was a lot of fun to like just interact with so many different people. So of course, this video ended up making £824. Isn't paid out in one, like I didn't just get given 820. That's what it's made up in the 15 months since it was uploaded. So I got paid little bits of that, like every month basically. But if we go to the revenue tab, RPM is how much I was getting paid per 1,000 views. So 74 pence, which you'll actually see that is very, very low. You'll see that in the next videos that I'll show you. 74p per 1,000 views is what Google paid me. And what the advertiser was paying Google to put the advert on the video was £5.77. So Google gave me 74 pence of that £5.77. So yeah, Google keep a lot of it. And obviously that equated to £824 in total. The video had 10 million impressions up until this point, which an impression is just having the thumbnail put in front of people. So like having the ability to click on it, it's being shown to someone. And then the click-through rate is 5.6%. The click-through rate was very high when I first uploaded it because it was the Strid community that like are super involved in finding out more about the Strid. they were like really wanted to know more about it. So the click-through rate was really high then. Okay, so we've jumped over to the analytics of the second video that I done at Strid with the camera on the selfie stick. We'll just go straight to the point. This one made £804 since I uploaded it. Now, you might think that's quite a drastic contrast because this one has 283,000 views, whereas the other one has 1.1 million, but it made £20 less than the 1.1 million, which is kind of crazy. But like I said before, jump to the revenue tab, there were only, Google was only giving me 72 pence on the other one, whereas this one they were giving me £2.85 per 1,000 views. And they were getting £6.49 from the advertiser per 1,000. So yeah, the simple fact is like I'm getting 4 or 5 times more per 1,000 on this video. I haven't got a clue. I don't understand how it works, but pretty much same story on here. The reach was 1.6 million impressions, as opposed to the 10 million on the other one. So it didn't reach as many people, but a hell of a lot of views in comparison to any of my other content on my channel. We can have a little look at audience on here so you can see the top geographies. So United States, you Americans absolutely love the Strid. And then obviously 20% of the viewers were UK, and you've got Canada, Australia, Germany. There's loads of countries in that list. And okay, here we are at the last video, the analytics for it. So as you can see, this one has made nearly £1,100 and it's had 392,000 views. So again, this one made more than the million view video. So anyone that is like really interested in like starting up a YouTube channel and like trying to take it somewhat seriously, I guess, views don't always equal more money, as evident here. Again, 3.3 thousand subscribers on this one. Again, this one pretty much almost took off as soon as I uploaded it, because this was the sort of the last one that I uploaded just before the viralness happened. So you can see here it immediately shot up to 150,000 views, and then within a month it had doubled, and then it just sort of petered off through the rest of the year. 24,000 watch hours on this one. Again, that's still absolutely mind-blowing. The amount of watched hours that I was getting over this viral period was crazy, considering what I said before about the mindset I was in. Like, I was never going to be a YouTube partner. I was never going to be able to like reach a bigger audience. I'm just doing it as a hobby. I still do it as a hobby. It hasn't changed. Having things go viral hasn't changed my opinion on when I go out and do a video. I still go out and do a video, and sometimes I don't upload it because I don't like how it's gone, or I'm just terrified. I'm still in the same mindset as I was back then. So yeah, it hasn't changed the way I go out and film my videos or what I go out and film. It was just at the time I was really interested in the Strid and I wanted to go and film it, so I did. But yeah, you always get people like accusing you of only doing it for the money, and that wasn't it. All I've done with the money is like I bought a new camera, I bought a tripod, I bought a drone, and these are all things that I just go out and make videos with for you guys. And the comments that I get is that people find it relaxing, they enjoy coming out and exploring with me, so I just do it as a hobby. So the money, I don't really earn any money off YouTube anymore, but the money that the Strid earned me, I'd literally just put into getting equipment to go out and things that would have been nice to have. Like, I would have really liked to have them at the time, but I couldn't justify buying them. But because I'd made some money off these 3 videos, I was like, well, now I can justify buying them because I can put that money back into the channel to sort of pay it forward a little bit, but putting some higher quality content out for you guys. So the revenue tab on this one, I was getting £2.78 per 1,000 views on this one as well, which equates to how much YouTube have paid me for it so far. Okay, so that's that, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will catch you in a video very soon, actually, because I'm going out tomorrow to film a normal video in the Lake District. So if you want to see more, hit subscribe, and there'll be a new video a bit later in the week. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.